We join the action now here in Game 2 in the first period with 7 minutes gone. The Soviets in the red jerseys playing from right to left. And we do apologize, we have the Czech commentary team on air right now, but we'll do our best to get rid of their commentary. No score here in the first period. It's been fast and it's been physical so far. Smirnov now dropping it back. The Soviets, deliberate, slow build up. Sipichin passing it up on the wing. Not a brilliant pass from him to Smirnov. Procházka, number 9. Flips it in. No one there to pick it up. Smirnov. Got Titov on the wing. Titov now stops, wearing Fedosov's old number. That shot goes wide of the target. Still Ruzheshka chopping number 10. Chirikov as he gets it over to the far side. The pass intended for the defenseman Chirikov, but he couldn't get to it, and it goes all the way back into the Soviet zone. Getting a bit sloppy here as we go through the first period now. Sherman on the right wing looking for someone to pass to. Flipped it around the far side, chased by Seeger. And that again is flipped all the way down the ice. Pavel Woll there, the Czech coach. No one can get control of the puck there. Ruzhishka takes the shot and it goes back behind the net off Konstantinov. Serban tries to keep it in. Poke between his skates, and the Soviets now with possession in the neutral zone. Semenov pushing it back again, number 30. Becoming quite a prolific goal scorer for the Soviets. Seeger. Dolana taken out of the play as he got that pass from Seeger. Kuchera tries to keep it in. And they're hitting from all angles out there. The Czechs still smarting from that 5-2 whooping at the hands of the Soviets a couple of days ago. They're only friendly matches at the start of the season, but there's a lot of pride at stake. There's Viktor Tikhonov, the Soviet coach. Kuchera, Fedorov in the face-off circle. The Soviets come up with it. Kucherov. Fedorov getting it up on the left wing. Looking for Zelepukin. Biakin in there. Now, Leo Gudas. Dolana. Kuchera. Dolana now. Gets it right in front, but there's a Soviet defenseman, Kucherov, waiting for it. Good positional play from him. Fedorov. Malako over to Kucherov. Number 5, Alexei Kucherov, taken out of the play, but still the Soviets have control. Some good back checking by the Czechs. Well, you could see what they were trying to do there. Pavlas takes a shot, and it's off Erb's pads. An ezy one for him as he maintained his position. Daviana running into problems there. From Stepanchev. Jelinek tying his man up along the boards. And the whistle blows for a face-off. Stelnov has a word with goaltender Archer Erb. He came out nicely. You can see the tie-up behind the ice there. Neither team giving much. Some close checking and really hard hitting along the boards. Face-off just outside the blue line here in the first period. Still no score. And during the last game, I remember telling you that 8 Soviets were in the NHL now. Many of them played for the national side. There is a 9th, of course, Helmut Balderas, but he hasn't played for the national side for a long time. But we should remember that several of the Czechs are over there too. The Stasnys went over a long time ago. Kordina is there, Pivanka, Horvata, and Musil. So they too have a depleted squad. The Czechs, of course, have been going for some time, so it hasn't had as much a devastating effect as I would say. A shot right on goal, and Hasek kicks that away as it has that on the Soviets, but they're looking good right now. Hasek strong between Petrovka, tried to get that shot away, it went off his skates. Bacha, the backhand shot. Oh, right in front, and Erb was equal to it. Shiryayev got in there to protect his goaltender. Number 14 for the Soviets, doing what a defenseman should do, and that's clear the path as soon as his goaltender goes for that puck. No score here in the first period. A full house, most of them Czech. Really enjoying this encounter between two of the best international sides in the world. Erb changing his goaltender stick. So a slight delay in play as Ruzicka goes into the face-off circle. Such a consistently fine player. Gets the draw back, tap back into the corner. Ruzicka to Svitek. Seeger with Ruzicka and Svitek out there. Back come the Soviets now. Head manning the puck. Titov couldn't get that. Behind his skate, a long pass up for Ruzicka. Ruzicka, he can't control that one either, and the Soviets gain control in their own zone. A long pass out to center to Titov. Steviana. Still, both teams close checking, giving nothing away here in the first period. Chirikov. Sistiakov, who scored that first goal in the first game. The shot, and Hasek got a piece of that. Sistiakov is dumped into the corner. The puck is held, and we'll have another face-off. So quite fast for a friendly. Quite aggressive, too, from both teams. Steviana, Bacha take a well-deserved break, as does Svitek. Ruzicka. The players will go for perhaps 30 to 45 seconds, and then they'll change lines. The Soviets, Kolvanov. Spreading the play, rink-wide passes, using the defense. That flipped over the board, so we'll have another face-off. Both teams having their chances here in the early stages of this game. Some good goaltending from Artur Erb in the Soviet cage. Dominik Hasek has been superb as well. Kadlec, long shot, Gudas high and wide. Kuchera, Bill Gudas, got a lucky bounce there. Kadlec, Gudas. Well, they're certainly making the most of this wide rink. Dolana couldn't get that, and back come the Soviets. The Czechs really throwing it around. Well, that wasn't one of the best passes I've seen today. The Soviets now, a lazy shot, deflected away into the corner. Kicked back in, around behind the net. Gudas going after his man, brings him down. It's still loose. Back to the point, a weak shot, and back from the Czechs. Dolana. Vlach. Dolana off his skate, gets it back. Well, he gets it up to a Soviet player. The shot, Kuchera eventually comes up with it. Both teams changing on the fly. Still in the first period here. No score in the game. Dolezal. Jelinek right on the doorstep. Kucherov was there too. And we'll have another face-off. Well, the first time out, the Czechs stayed with the Russians for the first 40 minutes, but the final 20 was all one-way traffic. It'll be interesting to see if the Czechs have learned by their mistakes. A long shot, an easy one for Hasek. Valery Zelepukin was on the firing end of that shot on Hasek. Puck goes into the crowd there, and we'll have another face-off. So many new names on the Soviet side. Kristich, Korvanov, Zelepukin, just 3 to listen out for in the future. The Czechs going with familiar, established players. They've been around for a while. They've produced the goods in the past. Can they do it again? Svitek hammered into the boards. Soviets having problems getting by the Czech defense. Petrovka flipped that all the way down the ice. Oh, an aimless pass there. Not typically Russian there. Stilnov. Stilnov. Petrovka takes a shot, and that's kicked away. So right now the Czechs having their fair share of the action. Prohatska, a long pass. No whistle on the play as that goes right across the goal, and the Soviets come up with it. Flipping it back to the defense. Smirnov losing out. A shot, and the sharp angle of the rebound is right out front, still not away. It would appear that Erb would rather kick those away with his pad than use his glove. Ruzicka with Seeger. Both of them skate over the puck, and the Soviets come up with it. Smirnov squeezed out of the play. Sirga. He's taken out nicely. Svitek now will try his luck right in front of the net. Staviana flips that one all the way down the ice, and that should be icing as number 10, Chirikov, goes back for it, touches it, and we'll have a face-off at the far end of the ring. Still in the first period, still no score. Both teams playing it close, doing their best to keep the shots on goal to a minimum. Black, Serpishin, oh, and that was nice by Hasek. Too far for Black, that goes all the way down. Going to be touched by Alexander Smirnov, and we'll have another face-off for icing. They're looking for that long break, the Czechs. When they get it right, it looks great. They thread the eye of the needle, and the forward usually picks it up just outside the blue line rather, with a split of the defense. Sapichin back to the defense. The rebound comes all the way out into the neutral zone. Flip down. Kadlec. Again. Head manning to Black. Black. Well, the idea was there. The idea was right. It just didn't come off. Gudas to Black. Dolana. Oh, a nice move by Sistiakov. Cheeky little player. Likes to take the defense on. Individual style rather than a big team player. Sistiakov now. Sistiakov still gets around one man. Titov backhands it. There was no one there to pick it up. The pitching was on the far side of the post. And back come the Czechs. Number 23, Libor Dolana taken out. Kuchera goes in after it. He's got the loose puck as the whistles and the jeer comes from the Czech fans. The shot was fanned on as Erb clears that into the corner. Dolazal pinned against the board along with Dolana. Konstantinov doing his job, and he gets a punch in there. And the Czechoslovakian supporters are not impressed with that at all. They felt there should have been a penalty earlier on, but the official kept his arms down and play continues. Hasek, Semenov. Again, the shot comes in and goes off the skates. The Soviets under a bit of pressure. It goes back to the point. Pavlas takes a shot, hits another skate. It's still not away. Now it comes out, but again, Pavlas comes up with it. Head manning it nicely as number 24, Thomas Jelinek, is taken out of the play. Back come the Soviets. Lomakin has no one there. Lomakin now, still with the puck. Still it's Lomakin. And this time, it's pushed away out into the neutral zone. Konstantinov, 1 minute to play in the period. An easy shot for Hasek. Pavlas. A nice pass to Jelinek as he's pushed into the woodwork. And again, they call for a penalty. But the official doesn't see it that way at all. Time ticking away for both teams. Just a few seconds now. Kuchera. The Czechs totally in control. Number 18 brought his man to the ice. It's Valery Zelepukin, but still no whistle. The whistles you hear are from the Czech supporters. Zelepukin squeezed out of the play, and there's the whistle to end the first period. Still no score. It was fast, it was furious. We're going to have more action with the second period in just a moment. Join us then. Welcome back to ice hockey here on Screen Sport. The second period, the Soviet Union against Czechoslovakia, still no score. A fast, clean first period. And usually when these teams get together, it is fairly physical, but very clean indeed. The Czechs now playing from right to left in the light-colored jerseys. They had the best of the play, I would say, in the first period. Several opportunities, and they looked a lot more aggressive, more in shape than they did in that first 5-2 encounter in Prague. Seeger on the wing, picks it up now. Seeger. Right across the goal mouth, no one there to pick it up. Staviana pushes it along the boards. Ruzicka dropped to the ice by Semenov. Konstantinov pushes it one-handed out down for Serban. Serban is hooked from behind. That's right in front. Took a deflection. And you can see that Hasek is a bit bothered by that mesh in his net as the Soviets get the first penalty of the period. Sergei Fedorov goes into the penalty box. Kusarov now. Number 3, Leo Gudas. Kuchera. Working his way in now, the Czechs on a break. Kuchera was right there, but the pass didn't come off. Erb was down, and the Czechs are looking good. Black pushes it in. Kusarov. Kadlec. And there's a lot of action going on off the puck out there. A lot of needle in this game. Black. Some hooking, tripping, but the official is letting it go. Kuchera tries to bring that one out front. All the way back to the point, but still kept in by Kadlec. Dorlana couldn't contain that as Gudas, playing without a helmet for a moment anyway until the whistle blows, gets it up. Stopped nicely in the neutral zone as Kuchera goes back for it. Pushed all the way in, right on Erb. And this time the Soviets are successful in getting it out as Kuchera takes it at the red line. Long, slow build up here, but nothing coming of it as they push it all the way around. The Czechs with Kuchera push it in. Siriev goes in after his man. Number 15, Dolezal calling for it. The Soviets back at full strength. Still, it's the Czechs with the pressure on. The shot is a weak one as Svitek is brought to the ice right by the goaltender. And again, a cry of foul from the Czech supporters as Dolezal hammers his man into the boards. Kuchera does the same thing. Dolezal pushing it forward. Still the Czechs on the attack, but they can't really get a good shot on goal, and a helmet is still out on the blue line. Getting a bit sloppy in the corner now. The Soviets work it out. Nemenov pushes it round behind the net. Bakcha. Jelinek. Well, the Czechs putting a lot of effort into this, the opening couple of minutes of this second period. No score in the game. Titov pushed out of the play by Lubina. Still, it's the Czechs in control as they work their way into the Soviet end. The shot again goes off a defender. Petrovka. Oh, just wide of the target. The shot way wide this time. And the Soviets with Sapichin not looking impressive at all. Totally out of character for them, with Prohatska totally out of character for them to be in such disarray, but the Czechs really are piling on the pressure. Some good forechecking and great back-checking. But just when you think they're out of it, the Soviets do have a tendency to strike. Hasek steers that one away. Back to the point, but it's not out as Ruzishka follows through to take out his man. Prohatska is back there. Svitek. Seeger fires it all the way around to the far side. Still no score here in the second period. Semenov by Svitek. Picks up the return. No off. Ruzicka drops, come back. Now over. Shot right on the second period. Go. There. Vladimir Malakov shakes his head as he skates slowly over to the box. 2 minutes the penalty will last, and a good opportunity for the Czechoslovakian side to put on their power play. Still no score. We're in the second period of this second friendly match between the Soviet Union and Czechoslovakia. The first game went to the Soviets 5-2. It was close up until the third period. And then the Soviets put it up an extra gear and scored 2 goals and walked away with it. Black, Kuchera. Some good defensive work there as it's punched out into center. Cadillac. Not a good pass from him. Biakin. Still the Soviets in possession as they break in on net. They score! A short-handed goal from number 29, Sergei Fedorov. Biakin will get the assist on that. A lovely little drop pass there from Biakin. Fedorov, number 29, goes around on the backhand side, flips to the forehand side, and just squeezes that one past the pad and the post. Well, that silenced the crowd here in Czechoslovakia. They didn't enjoy seeing that. The Soviets coming up with a short-handed goal here in the second period. Ruzicka now. Servant takes the shot, and that's wide of the target. Pushed in. Ruzicka makes a chop at Shiryev as he pushes that one all the way around the boards, down the ice. So 1-0 the score. Ruzicka can't control that one. Seeger, Svitek. Seeger's in front. Seeger scores! Still with a man in the penalty box. The Czechs dump everyone onto the ice to celebrate. A lovely little pass out front. Seeger on the backhand side. Now the forehand into the far corner. Ruzicka will get the assist on that, so the score is level. 6:43 was the first goal, 7:24 the second. So within a minute, both teams have put their names on the score sheet, and this game has finally come alive. Kuchera. The Czechs now with Pavlas. Pavlas takes a shot, and Erb lost that one completely. Jelinek squeezes his man out. Titov mixing it up with Otto Hasek. The Soviets back on the attack. Some good back checking there, some good defensive work to take out Anatoly Sistiakov. Jelinek, a weak shot from him behind the net. Back and forth, Jelinek once again as he's pushed out. Sapichin is hammered into the boards, and the Soviets having their problems out there. The Czechs taking the man behind the net in the neutral zone and in their own zone, and they're causing problems for the Soviets. Fyodotov flipped it in. Bacha, a long pass. The Czechs, a backhand shot there, wide of the target. Svitek, Sapichin, Lubina, he's pushed out of the play. Korvanov. Oh, a nice little play. There's no one out front though. Lots of white shirts back. The Czechs are doing a good job boxing up the center of that ice. Lubina. There's going to be a penalty on the play. As soon as the Czechs touch it, there's the call. Cross-checking is the call. The Swedish official, Mr. Olsen, no doubt in his mind. And so this time, Czechoslovakia will be shorthanded. Ruzicka goes over and has a word with him, but that won't do a thing. The big defenseman, Prohatska, number 9, will spend 2 minutes in the penalty box for cross-checking. Still in the second period, 1 goal apiece. Fedorov from Biakin for the Soviets, Seeger from Ruzicka for Czechoslovakia. And it will be up to Ruzicka to kill off this penalty. Kusarov, Biakin. Biakin, such an aggressive player when he's out there, whether it's offense or defense. And Ruzicka smashes his man into the woodwork. Kusarov now gets the pass away. Biakin takes a shot. It goes off a stick, and we're going to have a face-off. That went high. As we take a good look at the Soviet team bench. There's the time, there's the score. Prohatska in the penalty box for Czechoslovakia. Well, both teams rather slow in getting to the face-off circle. The Czechs, of course, are in no hurry. They've got a man in the box. They want to take their time to sort this out. Black to Kuchera as he pushes it out. Kusarov. The Soviets push it in so there won't be an offside. Kusarov now. Kusarov again gets the return pass to the far side. Well, you can see how quickly the Czechs are getting back. And they really are mixing it up out there. Kusarov, shadowed by Black. Pushed up to Fedorov. Allowed to walk right in. And that went off the post. Well, Fedorov was allowed to walk right in. They signaled that there was a goal. But it came off the post, and Kuchera comes back into the action. Both teams changing on the fly. Malakoff getting it up. And the Czechs, if anything, guilty of backing in a bit on the goaltender. Fedorov back to the point. Kusarov, who's still out there, has been out there for a long time. Biakin tries to push it through as Hasek gets a glove on it. And Kadlak and Kuchera go over to sort out Biakin, and we'll have another face-off. So the action hotting up here in the second period. Malakoff goes over to Valery Zelepukin, who eventually gets to his feet, and he'll come off the ice. There's the scoreline. 1 goal apiece, perfectly poised here in the second period. And again, both teams taking their time to sort things out for this face-off. Bacha gets it to Siriev, and that's as far as it goes. Sapanchev can't keep it in, and Siriev goes all the way back for it. Prohatska steps back onto the ice, and they're for full strength. The Soviets in possession. A long lob of a pass that didn't quite make it out. This time it gets out to Nemenov. Gets it back to the blue line. Well, the Soviets having difficulty stringing these passes together. The Czechs definitely looking more aggressive. Stilnov up on the wing. A pass too far for Sapantsev. Goes all the way behind the net. Staviana. Seeger to Ruzicka. Oh, lovely play. The Czechs now over the blue line, stopping with Svitek. Oh, that just went over the top of the goalie. Everyone lost it. A long shot, and that's kicked away easily by Erb. And he really does look so calm in that goal. Sometimes he doesn't look like he knows what he's doing, but I'm sure he does. He's so relaxed, so casual in his saves sometimes. Sherbin up on the wing, and they bring it back into their own zone as both teams again change on the fly. Seeger, a weak shot into the corner. Sistiakov working his way up on the backhand side. He's got Sapichin, he squeezed out of the play. Gudas comes up with it now. Gudas is going to smother this as Seeger takes his man into the boards. So some good action here from Czechoslovakia. Second period score, 1 goal apiece. A wide open contest. An excellent crowd enjoying every minute of this. The second of 2 friendlies between the Soviet Union and Czechoslovakia, and as I said, the Soviets took the first one 5-2. Gudas, the backhand shot. Gudas couldn't get to that. Hasek had to come up with a save. Kadlec one-hands that into the neutral zone. Gudas, he'll get to this one first. Well, he didn't. Kadlec now. A long pass. And the Czechs, a 1-on-3 break. Oh, and Erb got that one under his pad. A brilliant effort as the Czechs are really throwing everything into this. Let's watch this again. There was a fan on the pass. Dolana goes in over the top, tries to get the shot away while he's lying on the ice, but Erb comes up with the save. Semenov having a word with Olsen about where the face-off should be. Jelinek in with Fedorov. Pushed into the corner. Jelinek tries to get it. Dolana misses a check, and that's passed right up to the blue line. Oh, a lovely little pass. And they really do cling on to each other. This is what happens when they play against the National Hockey League. When you haven't got the puck, you've got your stick under the arm of the man who has the puck. Jelinek going in against Kucherov. A lot of grabbing and holding there. Back to the point. The shot doesn't get away, it goes into the corner, and there's a fight in the corner. Thomas Jelinek is mixing it up. Vladimir Malakoff doesn't want to know right now. Diakin is stepping in there too. But Jelinek was on top, and he means business. Well, it's not very often you see these two teams throwing punches. Let's see if we can pick this up. Look at the fracas along the boards. Jelinek is on top. He's getting in there. The official eventually pulls him apart. And Malakoff says, thank you very much. I'm going this way. Olsen indicating who's got what. There's the signal. Both of them for roughing. The extended arm with the fist clenched means roughing. So we'll have penalties to the Soviet Union and Czechoslovakia. Jelinek, Malakoff, Stilnov now. Sapanchev gets it back. Siriev. Sapanchev putting it through to number 12, Nemenov, but he couldn't come up with the puck. The Czechs now definitely looking more aggressive. They've got the bit between their teeth, and back they come. The shot goes off the skates into the far corner, and every time they touch that puck, the supporters get behind them 100%. Sapantsov taken out of the play nicely and spun to the ice. Stilnov being shadowed by Lubina. Sistiakov pushes it under his leg and tries to get a face-off. Lubina now. Ruzicka. Oh, Ruzicka taken out nicely at the blue line. Sipichin. Lubina. Back to the defense. Staviana. Bringing the players to the ice. Gusarov. Well, that's an unusual play. A pass back to the goalie. You don't see that very often. And again, they mix it up. Bacha got that back to Hasek, and Dominic Hasek had problems getting hold of that. And the Soviets took advantage to try to poke that one in. Still, no penalties on the play, but it is getting very physical out there. Both teams are going to change up their lines. The Czechs changing the entire line. The Soviets sending a couple of players off. Semenov in the face-off circle. Both teams with a man in the penalty box, remember from that skirmish at the far end of the rink. And Konstantinov now has a word with the linesman. Lomakin losing to Vlak. Vlak. Czechs trying to work this out as a team. Vlak now coming out over the blue line. Kuchera couldn't control that. Kuchera pushes that back in. Vlak. Konstantinov gets to it first. Konstantinov on the backhand up on the left wing. Push back in. Both teams doing a good job of forechecking, making it difficult for the opposition to come out. Konstantinov works his way out into the neutral zone. Gudas. Gudas to Vlak. Vlak now steered out of the play. Kuchera can't get the handle on that one. Gudas takes his man out. Kuchera Backhands that one in. Offside is the call, as the Czech player was trapped 6 feet inside the blue line. 1-1 the score here in the second period, and again the official has to get between them. Semenov going in the box for the Soviet Union. And as I said, a lot of needle on the play out there. A lot of things happening off the puck. And there's an unusual sight. Is that a smile or a grimace? I think it was a smile. Viktor Tikhonov, one of the most successful coaches in ice hockey history, actually managing a smile. So the Soviets with 2 men in the box. Interference, the call against number 30, Anatoly Semenov. Czechoslovakia now with a good chance to go into the lead. A rink-wide pass. Just not on the money. Kuchera. Kuchera drops it back. A lot of time being wasted out there, and the crowd not appreciating this messing about at all. Oh, some good defensive work there. A sloppy pass. It really was just a lazy one as Kucherov pushes that behind the net. And that one goes out into the neutral zone to Kuchera. Hammered all the way around. Erb gets to it. Biakin slap shots that one all the way down the ice. Hasek leaves it. The Soviets changing on the fly. The Czechs unable to get anything together here. Siriev dumps his man to the ice, and the Czechs are back to full strength. Seeger can't get to that, and again the sticks go up, the elbows go in as Kucherov and Seeger mix it up behind the net. And the linesmen, one of their jobs is to get in between these guys when they start to get physical. Not a job I would like to do, but it comes with the territory. So still Anatoly Semenov in there for interference. Just about a minute remaining on his penalty. Czechoslovakia not taking full advantage of this power play situation. Sherbin. Seeger with Ruzicka. A slap shot. And again, the Soviets come up with the loose puck and shoot it down the ice as Sherbin goes back. It's hard to tell at times when the Soviets are shorthanded or when they're at full strength, because they do have a tendency to go forward and forecheck just as well as they do when they have a full team on the ice. Sherbin pushes that one in behind the Soviet goal. 1 minute remaining in the second period. 1-1 the score. They've seen a lot of needle as Gudas gets bumped into the woodwork. Sepichin shadows in front. Vlak. Rostan Vlak. Gudas. Sistiakov gets it back. A weak shot. Over to Titov, and Titov just couldn't get the backhander in there. Just a few seconds remaining now on the clock. Sepichin going in from a sharp angle. Well, that one's backhanded, or forehanded rather, behind the net. Titov just couldn't put it into the top corner. And there goes the buzzer to end the second period. The score, 1 goal apiece. Join us for the third period in a moment. Welcome back to ice hockey here on Screen Sports. Czechoslovakia won, the Soviet Union won, and it's the third and final period. 20 minutes to go. Still anyone's game as we start from the face-off. The Soviets playing from right to left in the red jerseys. And it really has been a good game. Now I guess the big question here is, can the Czechs stay with the Soviets in this third period? Semenov takes a shot, and that's deflected high, and we're going to have a face-off to the right of Dominik Hasek as he looks down the ice. In the first of these two friendlies, the Soviet Union really did dominate the third and final period. They scored 2 goals to complete their 5-2 victory. And I'm sure the Czechs are aware of that. Staviana gets it past Serban. Again, right in front. Nice little plays. They do the give and go. Ruzicka picked it up from Svitek. He's got Seager in front. Erb. Serban now. And there's a high stick in there by Svitek. And I'm surprised that wasn't called for cross-checking the way his stick was up. Konstantinov and Ruzicka get involved in a few words and a couple of cracks of the stick there, but nothing too serious as both teams start this third period off, showing that they both mean business. A lot of pride at stake here. Both teams top in the world rankings. Never far away from being number one. The Soviets, of course, have dominated ice hockey for so long, but the Czechs have always been right there. Kuchera. Right out front. Biakin now. Biakin. Oh, nice little turn. Better off. Kucherov right in front. And that's tipped away nicely by Gudas. Into the crowd, and we'll have a face-off. Intelligent play coming from both teams, but some excellent defensive work. During the last game, Dominik Hasek, the goalie for Czechoslovakia, found himself on more than one occasion with a Soviet coming down on him alone. Well, it would appear that the Czechs, and in particular the defense, have sorted that out. They're getting back, and the wingers are getting back to pick up the puck. Erb holds on to that with ease, and we'll have another face-off. Kucherov with words of encouragement for the young goaltender, Artur Erb. Jelinek. Still Jelinek. Nemanov. Czechs can't keep it in. It goes out into the neutral zone. Offside, number 8, Yuri Sapanchev. He picked up that puck when it came outside the blue line. He was inside. And for those of you unfamiliar with the offside rule, the puck must go over the blue line first. If a player precedes the puck into the attacking zone, then it's offside. So still 1 goal apiece here in the third period, as they hold it against the boards again for another face-off. So we'll do that all over again. The Soviets, without the services of so many good players, Markov, Larionov, Fedosov, Krutov, Starakov, and Milnikov, who are now in the NHL, playing with the likes of Vancouver, Calgary, Buffalo, and Quebec. Coming right out front now, the shot is deflected high and goes by Hasek. It's still not away. Sistiakov is tied up in the corner, and Czechoslovakia come back on the attack. It's a 1-on-2 break. Svitek, Lubina pushed out nicely. And the passes coming from the Soviets are not typical passes. They really are not hitting the mark. They're not as sharp as we've seen them in the past, as both teams change on the fly here. Ruzicka. Good job of passing the puck back to the defense as they circle forward, circle back, and try to get something going. Seeger to the far point, using the entire ice surface all the time. And Pavel Woll, the coach of Czechoslovakia, agrees. Seeger trying to get that one out front. Ruzicka now still behind the net. Svitek loses out, and back come the Soviets. Semenov up on the wing. Lomakin. Serban falls. Lomakin still with the puck. He can't find it. It's in his skate. Lomakin running into problems behind the boards. They really are going after the body. The sticks are going up. Vlach shoots it all the way around. Dolana trying to do it on a solo effort there, but that goes outside the blue line. They'll have to start all over again. Kadlec to the far side. And that's the way it should be done. One man takes the player. The back checker picks up the loose puck. The Soviets now. Too far for Fedorov. Icing is the call as Czechoslovakia touch it, so we'll have a face-off down the far end of the rink. Fedorov opened the scoring for the Soviet Union in the second period at 6:43. Followed shortly by Seeger from Ruzicka at 7:24. 1-1 the score here in the third period. And Czechoslovakia looking like they could go the distance. Fedorov. Shadowed by Kuchera. A long pass up on the wing. The break is on, working his way right in on goal. Oh, and a great save by Hasek. Biakin can't get the rebound. Fedorov went in there, and a brilliant save by Hasek. Kosadov takes a shot, and that's deflected wide. Some good stuff now from the Soviets as the Czech defense was left wide open. Vlach is pushed out of the play, and Hasek had to come up with a key save again. Biakin just unable to pick up that rebound, that loose puck that was lying there after that break by number 29. The man in your picture right now. So 1-1 still the score. Nemenov. Nemenov again. Looking for his teammate on the far side. Sidiev backhands that in. Hasek. The long pass goes nowhere as they play back and forth. Icing is a call as Pavlas touches it. So the face-off moves to the far end of the rink as the teams change up. Artur Erb, not what you would call a flash acrobatic goaltender, but he does the job just the same. Kind of from the old school, a stand-up goaltender. Off that one over to Prohatska was just a bit too wide of the blue line. Offside is the call. He likes to stay on his feet. That's Artur Erb, the goaltender, that is. where you see a lot of goalies going down into the butterfly position, flopping. A lot of youngsters now have a tendency to do that when they don't need to. Herb likes to stay on his feet at all times. Fired all the way in, going back for it. Again, it's an icing call. And the officials here don't let anything get away. As soon as that puck starts its journey from the far side of the red line, no matter how many inches it is over the red line, they blow the whistle. Seeger for this face-off in the far end of the rink. Svitek, Rosichka, Sapichin gets it back to Smirnov. Hooking there by Staviana on Sistiakov. Olsen letting the play flow as that's right in front of the net. Hasek scoops it to the corner, a bouncing puck, difficult to control, the long shot. Hasek got the glove to that one and pushed it away. Sistiakov now calling for it as Titov, his teammate goes in, gets the shot away, but again it's deflected into the corner, and back comes Czechoslovakia. The Czechs now getting the roar from the crowd. The shot right on Herb is an easy one. Chirikov gets it up. Lomakin splits the defense, goes in on the backhand side, and eventually that is punched away into the corner. A last-minute effort there by the Czech defenders. Konstantinov to the far side of the rink. Konstantinov again has to come to the rescue. Sapichin, a rink-wide pass, and the Soviets now starting to string them together. That one goes wide into the corner. Dolana, Siga, and we're going to have another face-off. The Soviets starting to come back into this game here in the third period. Stringing together some lovely passes and getting a break or two on Dominik Hasek. Number 29, Sergei Fedorov is the one to watch here. He's flying right now. The Czechs, Kuchera, passing it back. A long shot. All the way around, a little trip on the way. It goes unnoticed. Semenov chases back for it. Kolvanov, block. Kadlec. Two-line pass. That one bounced just over the red line. The pass originated from inside the blue line. So we'll have another face-off from the point where the pass was made. This is the second of two friendly matches between these two teams. The Soviets took the first one 5-2 in Prague. Here we are again in Czechoslovakia, and it's 1-1. Fedorov, number 29, picking up the goal for the Soviets. And Siga getting that short-handed goal for Czechoslovakia. Jelinek is dumped to the ice by Kusarov. It's still not out. Pavlas takes a shot, and again, it's Herb who gets the glove hand to it and makes it look so easy. Some acrobatics here by Jelinek as Kusarov brought him to the ice. The clearance, a bobbling puck, goes by Biakin. Pavlas eventually picks it up. Let's go the slap shot, but Herb saw it all the way. Kusarov. Biakin. Kuchera now picked it up. Jelinek. Kuchera, oh, taken out heavily. He's brought to the ice. No penalty on the play. Play continues, and back come the Soviets. Kucherov, number 5, goes in over the blue line. Backhands it in to Fedorov and Zelepukin. Zelepukin's got it, brings it out. The slap shot. Kicked away. And the Soviets can't keep that one in. It goes all the way out into the neutral zone. Kucherov still out on the ice. Kuseriev looking for a line change as he comes over towards the boards. That one scooped all the way in. Touched by the Czechs. And that'll be icing. Heads are down. It's been a long, hard game. It's been very, very physical as Lubina gets set to go back on the ice. They're taking their time between face-offs. Petrovka out there with Lubina. And remember, it is early days in the season. In most places, the season started in October. It ends somewhere in May for a lot of players. So there's still a long way to go. Provanka. Bohatska. Well, there's a lot of chopping out there, a lot of pushing and shoving. And Olsen is finally calling a penalty here. Holding is the call, and Bacha gets the nod from the Swedish official. He's going to spend 2 minutes in the box for holding, and that certainly won't help the Czechoslovakian cause. As I said earlier, a lot of holding, hooking, a lot of needle is going on off the puck. The official needs eyes in the back of his head to keep control of a game like this. Kristich out there, Svitek, Ruzicka, Stilnov. Stilnov. Nemanov on the far side. A long shot in. Ruzicka takes his man out. Just, well, again, you see the sticks go up. Ruzicka squaring off in the corner. And again, it's Vladimir Malakov who's on the end of a punch. He had his problems earlier on against Jelinek, and it really just isn't his night. Sipichin, Sistiakov on his power play, and Czechoslovakia happy to flip it up into the lights down the ice. Chirikov. Sipichin back to Chirikov. Nowhere to go, so he doubles back. Sipichin. Oh, nice little move by him as he faked the pass to Chirikov. Titov. And again, the Czechoslovakian defense comes to the rescue and pushes that down the ice. Erb has gone walkies for a moment. Not a good pass from him to number 3, Alexander Smirnov, but eventually the Czechs come up with the puck. Chirikov. Sistiakov. Falls at the blue line. Hooking is the call. And the Czechs will have 2 men in the penalty box. Black makes his way into the box. And this could spell trouble for Czechoslovakia. There's the hook right there. There's the fall right on the blue line. And the raised arm at the bottom of your screen is the indication from the official that that's a penalty. So Bacha and Vlach in the penalty box for Czechoslovakia. Semenov, Kovalov, Konstantinov. All the big names for the big red machine are out there. Head manning the puck is Konstantinov. The fake shot. Semenov, and again Hasek comes up with it. It's right in front. It's not away. Gudas pushes that towards the corner. And this time Gudas gets the bobbling puck and bounces it down the ice. Hasek came up with a key save as the Soviets pile on the pressure. Konstantinov leaves it at center. Picking up the action, and the Soviets can't keep it in. A rink-wide pass. Semenov trailing. Drop back. Bacha comes back on the ice, so the Czechs are only one man down. A good move there to get that into the Soviet zone. And still some tenacious back-checking by the Czechs, making it virtually impossible for the Soviets to get this attack in motion. Diakin, Kusarov, Diakin, Kusarov behind the net to the far side. Diakin cruising in front of the goal. Number 15, Dolezal, shadows the fake shot. There's nothing to dislodge the player. Makalov, his shot trickles wide. Sherman pushes his man away. The Czechs will be happy to hold this against the boards, call for a face-off, but it comes loose and they push it down the ice. Some excellent defensive work from Czechoslovakia. Malikov gets it up to Kusarov, to Biakin now. Biakin on the right wing, going in on the backhand side as he's squeezed against the boards. Kadlec doing a fantastic job. And now the Czechs breaking away. The break is on. Ruzicka is spun around and taken out of the play. The whistle blows. Ruzicka was all alone, and there's the indication that hooking is the call. The stick under the arm in front there. Fedorov did what he had to do, and he'll go into the penalty box for 2 minutes. Look at the action all over the ice. Guys are getting creamed left and right in the neutral zone, whether they have the puck or not. This is fantastic stuff so early on in the season. And here's a guy I'm sure you're going to hear a lot from in the future, Biakin. Didn't see a lot of ice time last year when the big guns were there, but now he's found a place in the starting lineup, and he really does work hard. So, 29, Fedorov hooking for the Soviet Union. The Soviets with number 8, Yuri Sepantsev, anxious to get involved in that face-off. The Czechs now pouring it on. Petrovka holds that against the boards along with Nemchinov, and we'll have another face-off. The Soviets reluctant to let that puck go loose at this stage in the game. And out comes the line of Svitek, Sigar, and Ruzicka, the number 1 line for the for the Czechs rather. As the Soviets do their best to kill off this penalty. Staviana on the defense. Svitek got a piece of that and was deflected into the crowd, and we'll do it all over again. The discussion here is where the face-off should be. Olsen said it came off both players, so it'll be right in the corner. Shiryaev, of course, hoping for the face-off outside the blue line. Taviana gets it over, the shot, the rebound's right in front, it's still not away. Ruzicka taking his time, gets it to the far point. A weak shot. Back to the point again, Staviana calling for it. Ruzicka takes a shot, they score! Serban, number 7, got it from Ruzicka, and this place has gone wild. A power play goal. A lovely pass across from the far point. Ruzicka always quick to react. Sees Serban right in front. A bit of a deflection there, and that's in the back of the net. Stilnold was doing his best to keep that out as he was sprawled in front of the goaltender on the far post. But there's the scoreline. The Czechs are loving this. So Serban picks up the power play goal on that pass from Ruzicka at 13:57 here in the final period. The Soviets now with their backs to the wall. Do they have the power? Well, they've shown what they can do right from that face-off. Tepichin threaded the eye of the needle there and got a beautiful pass up forward to Sistiakov. Now the break is on, going right in on goal, and a lovely poke check. They score! Kuchera from Dolana at 14:24. And you just think they had won the World Championship. Look at this. The Czechs are all over the Soviets here. Some brilliant forechecking. Dolana going in. A lovely poke check from the goalie. He's down out of the play. Kuchera comes in and pokes that one into the back of the net. 3-1 the score. And listen to the noise in this stadium. Jelinek, Pavlas. And again, the puck comes into the Soviet zone, and we'll have a face-off. The Czechs definitely on a roll right now. 2 quick goals, one at 13:57, and 23 seconds later, number 3 for Czechoslovakia. Smiles all around on the Czech supporters. Semenov in the face-off, gets it back. The Czechs with a lot of work in this period. A lot of work forechecking, back-checking. It really has paid off. Now it's uphill for the Soviets. A long, long pass for Jelinek. Konstantinov comes up with the puck, and that'll be icing. And that gesture there says it all. A bit of disgust. Tikhonov looking at the clock as he changes the lines, putting some fresh legs out there for the Soviet side. Well, we saw in the first game the Soviets skate away with that 5-2 victory, overpowering Czechoslovakia in the final 20 minutes. Could the Czechs turn things around here in the third period of this game? Never count the Soviets out of it. Lubina. They can strike at any time. Lubina, Petrovka, Lubina on the wing, the shot, hits a skate, goes wide. And every time that puck is touched by a white shirt, there's going to be a penalty on the play. There's a roar from the crowd. This penalty is going to go against the Soviet Union. Prohatska goes over, pushes his man against the woodwork. The Soviets touch it, and we'll have another penalty for charging. Frustration showing. In the play of the Soviet Union now. Biakin goes in for charging. That rotating movement from the official indicating the call. 2-minute penalty. Another chance for the Czechoslovakian side to put on the power play. And Biakin doesn't want the towel. He just wants to sit there and think about what might have been. The Soviets shooting that down the ice. Sherbin. The Czechs now. Power play situation. Seeger dumped to the ice. Ruzicka and Svicek out there again. Getting a lot of ice time from Pavel Woll. Ruzicka has been involved. Oh, some good work there from Staviana. Still, it's not away. There's going to be another penalty on the play. This time it's going to Czechoslovakia. Ruzicka was involved in the first goal and the second goal for Czechoslovakia, as Serban, the scorer of the second goal, goes in the penalty box. So both teams with a man in the box. The pressure just slightly off the Soviets now here in the third period. They trail 3-1. Time running out for them. 16-18. Bouncing puck, difficult to control for Cadillac. The Soviets come up with the puck, but can't really do anything with it. Gudas. Cadillac. Gudas looking so confident. Kuchera couldn't control that. A nice pass from Gudas. Sistiakov. Taken out nicely. Gudas now. Sistiakov pushes him into the woodwork. And the fists go up. And Gudas gets a punch in, and we're going to have a couple of more penalties. As it really does start to get physical out there. Gudas throwing his weight around behind the Czech net will make his way to the penalty box, as will Sistiakov. So both teams with two men in the penalty box, and this should make for some wide open ice hockey. Viktor Tikhonov working things out. The various permutations, who to put out. You can see the time remaining on the penalties. The Soviets with only 35 seconds remaining on their second, or their first penalty rather. And the trainer there putting a slight edge on black skate. Fedorov gets it back. Pushed away. Remember, only 3 players plus a goalie out there for both teams for 35 seconds at least. Then the Soviets will have a man advantage. The Czechs content to play it around to kill this off. Prohatska to the far side, back to Prohatska. Prohatska working his way in, trying to get around Konstantinov, and Kusadov was there. Both teams going with 2 defense and 1 forward. Kusadov, Konstantinov, 3 Soviets ahead. Konstantinov takes a shot, and that hits a leg. It's still not out. Fedorov couldn't control that as that bounces out over the blue line. So they'll have to come out and start all over again. Kusadov now is dumped. Prohatska mixes it up along the boards, and it's still kept in by the Soviets. Fedorov takes a shot, and that goes off Hasek. Konstantinov keeps it in. Konstantinov with Fedorov. Fedorov into the corner, and Biakin, who's back on the ice, is pushed out of the play. It's all Soviets now as they have the man advantage here in the third and final period. They trail by 2 goals. A good move by Hasek. And the Czechs bring another man back on the ice, so both teams are a man short. Biakin, a weak shot by him. Hasek flips that around. No one really wanted it. And the Czechs now back on the attack. Kadlec works his way in front. Kadlec getting it in front. Oh, and a great move by Stilnov. A brilliant defensive move as that shot was labeled on the goal by Svitek. And again, Ruzicka starts to mix it up. Now Svitek gets down. Stilnov is right on it, and he smothers. If any of you are old enough to remember Doug Harvey of the Montreal Canadiens, well, that's the kind of thing he used to do. Get in front of the puck, and he actually probably made more saves in a season than the late Jacques Plante. Good move by number 4, Igor Stilnov, to prevent what could have been another goal. So the Czechs, taking advantage of the situation, have called a timeout. A 30-second break for them. Each team are allowed 1 timeout. And Pavel Wall telling them to cool it. You can see the hands down. He said, look, we've got a 2-goal lead. Spread it out, pass it around. Don't take any chances. Watch for the long pass. Stilnov out there with Zelepukin, who can put the puck in the goal at any time, along with Nemchinov. Siriev, the other defenseman, and it'll be interesting to see, as the clock ticks down, whether the Soviets take their goaltender out. Gudas in the box. Vlak. Kuchera. Kuchera going the wrong way, killing time, doing a good job of it. Igor Stilnov. Nowhere to go. Siriev, out of desperation, shoots that down to Kadlec. And the Soviets, well, not looking like the Soviet teams that we're used to seeing. In disarray, but not because they're playing poorly, but because the Czechs are forechecking. They're all over the ice. They're really playing well here. The whistle blows for a face-off, and time definitely ticking away for the Soviet Union. 3-1 the score. Both teams back to full strength now. And this is an all-important draw. Semenov will try to get that back, but he's beaten to it. The Soviets now desperately trying to keep it in, but they can't. And back comes Czechoslovakia, 3-on-1 brag. They got it right in front, and that's deflected wide as the net comes off its moorings, with Hasek going right in there. And they really are going for it. The Czechs skating well here in the third period as they broke with a 3-on-1 break on Artur Erb. The Soviets couldn't keep it in, and the break was on. Konstantinov went for the puck and then decided to stay in the middle. The pass went off his skates, and there goes the player into the post, and so we'll have a face-off. Jelinek in the face-off circle. Konstantinov taking a bit of time, trying to catch a breather, intentionally staying inside the circle, so he'll be pushed away to kill off even more time. Olsen telling him to stay out, and he's still not out, but they're going to let this go. Jelinek wins the draw, but the Soviets eventually come up with it. Lomakin, time ticking away here, the final couple of seconds. There goes the buzzer to end the game. Czechoslovakia really came back strong in the third period. The Soviets started it off with Fedorov. Seeger replied in the second period for Czechoslovakia, and then Servin and Kuchera to make the final score 3-1. A good effort from both teams as Ruzicka and Semenov go over to shake each other's hands and the officials' hands. We'll leave you now with the highlights of today's game. From me, Paul Ferguson, bye for now.